Hey, good morning, world. How's everybody out there in YouTube land this morning? Well, all is fine and dandy here on the Lily 2. We enjoyed having ourselves a nice day off yesterday. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, all those guys that served our country. Hats off to you guys. Thank you for your service. And I know I'm a little day late in announcing that, but I was offline all day yesterday. So I wasn't about to, wasn't able to get on and say anything until today. I want to just touch base with that and say how much I appreciate all the freedoms that we enjoy as a product of the sacrifice that have been made by so many in our country. So I just want to say thank you for your service to all those people who have served. So, with that said, got a question from my viewers. When you hear PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, when I hear that, I naturally think of our armed forces, our personnel. I mean, that's who coined the phrase. That's where it came from. It came from, you know, those guys being able to figure out a way of recuperating, lack of a better word, from the stress and stuff that they witnessed as part of being involved in war. So I also become fairly offended, not that I really have any right, I didn't serve in the military. I tried, but I wasn't able to. I'm kind of offended by civilians who use that term in application to themselves. To me, that's a form of stolen valor. And I find that particularly distasteful, but that's just me. Anyhow, thank you for your service, guys. I really do appreciate it. I know I've lost family members in the war, in wars, and family and all families of obviously will continue to do so, because we stand up for what's right and what we believe in here in America. So, my hat's off to you guys. My hat's off to you. Anyhow, there's a dolphin right here next to me, right there. I don't know if we'll get any more pictures of it. It just jumped out of the water right there. There it is, dolphin. Yay! Yeah, that's the last you're going to see of the dolphin, because it's now up on my bow doing the bow thing. So only Don's allowed today. Hey Don, how you doing, brother? Good to see you here. Allowed, yeah, no problem. Did I miss somebody else in the chat? There you go. Hey Don. Didn't miss that in the chat. Sorry about that. We're doing great this morning. We've got some weather coming in. I'm really not planning on making much tracks today. I'm just going south a little bit for a fuel run. Then I'm going to anchor up. I found a nice little tight anchorage spot to hang out for a couple of days to wait for a weather pattern to move on. I'm going to find me a little hidey hole up here. There's a little hidey hole that I'm going to go stay in. Get out of this big weather. We've got lots of rain coming, like between now and Thursday. So this afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's supposed to be raining. Thursday, even a little off and on. But as you can see in front of us here, there's a lot of bad weather coming. But I don't have enough fuel. Just waking up, okay. Anyhow, I'm out of fuel for the generator. I'm not out. I've only got about 2 gallons of fuel for the generator left, maybe 3. And I'm going to have to hole up for a few days. I'm going to need to top off the tank for the generator so I've got power to keep the refrigeration going and so I can work down below. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to get down to ICW here a little bit today, about a half day if that. We're going to get fuel. And we're going to get the anchor set good and tight someplace so we can sit tight and wait for this weather window to move by us and clear up. So it doesn't look like it's going to have much of a wind contingent. Today actually is supposed to be about the windiest day, maybe a little bit tomorrow, but it's going to be some heavy rain. So And I don't have a Dodger or Bimini, so it's not much fun sitting up here on deck getting poured on while I'm running the boat. So I know Miss Lily doesn't like being up on deck when that happens, and I certainly don't. So anywho, with that said, really enjoyed my day off yesterday. Did not live stream at all. Actually, I work doing real estate stuff, so which is great. I addressed envelopes, and I created databases, and I put stamps on envelopes, and I printed out letters, and I've got more work to do yet to get this first mailer out. So, but I found, digging around the boat, I have envelopes that, I don't remember, some troll idiot made fun of me back in Port Washington that I had envelopes on my boat. Yeah, I have envelopes because I work for a living. I found envelopes, I have paper, I have stamps, I'm good to go. I gotta get my initial marketing done. I am licensed in Marathon, Florida. I don't have to be in Marathon to mail them. I can mail them from here. I'll be in Marathon in a couple of days. About the time that mail gets to wherever it's going, will be about the same time that I get to Marathon, or pretty close to it. So, should work out just fine. Pretty much what I've been planning all along, so. Engine's running beautifully. Of course, now that I've said that, it'll give me a hiccup or something. Every so often, the breather belches a little oil, and then it smokes a little bit. Has nothing to do with how much I fill the oil. I've tried underfilling the oil, it still does it. So, wow, this is narrow in here. Narrow little channel. That's the starboard, and that's the port. And it's deep enough I'm getting through, so I'm not dragging bottom in here. Always makes me nervous when I get in these little narrow spots. Oh. Anyhow, kids, I'll have more for you later tonight at my normal live stream at 7 o'clock. We're doing fine. We're making tracks. Me and the dog are awesome. Good restful day yesterday. I feel much better having just rested for a day. Didn't go anywhere. Had the hook down. Hell, I was hardly up on deck the whole time, which was kind of nice after spending the previous 3 days at 10-hour days being up on deck getting hammered by the sun. Not gonna get hammered by the sun today. I'm gonna get hammered by that rainstorm coming this way. That's heading right at me. And this next stretch of the ICW through here is kind of big, wide open water. So to be trying to go through that with high winds just doesn't sound like much fun to me, especially since the wind is on the nose. Good morning, John Dolan. How you doing, man? So, yeah, gonna go get fuel. We're gonna anchor out. We're gonna wait for this weather window to pass. Big rain's coming, so we're gonna find a little spot to put the hook down pretty solid someplace. And was in a really good spot back there where I was. I was at Wassam. I guess that's what it was called, Wassam. And there was a little anchorage spot right next to a bridge. And it was a good little spot. Good little spot, had it all to myself. Had a little wake issues. Of course, it was a weekend, you know, so I got in there Saturday late, and then Sunday all day, boats coming and going, so a lot of rocking and rolling from that. But once it got later in the day, that kind of settled down a little bit. I just had a piece of sand and blowing my eye. Wow. Hope it was sand, not something else. A bunch of houses here. A bunch of high-end houses here next to me. I can't turn the phone too much more to the right because of the sun's right in my eyes, but there's the path that we're going. You can see the red markers over there and the green markers over there. Red right returning. We're heading down the ICW, so you keep the red to your right going through here. That keeps switching back and forth as you're heading down the ICW in different places, depending on where you are in regards to inlets and stuff. But for the most part, it's red on the right all the way down the ICW. I'd say 90% of it's red right going down the ICW, but not all of it. You see my co-pilot, she's paying attention to where we're going. That reminds me, that was another thing I wanted to address. Old Slipstream. put out a nasty video about me. You know, I guess he's jumping on the pile like all the rest of the troll idiots, complaining that I don't know anything about sailing because I'm not going to single-hand sailing down the ICW, put my autopilot on, and go down below to sleep. Now, sure enough, obviously people do that offshore. I wouldn't do it offshore, but that's my personal choice. Doesn't mean people don't do it, but there's more to the story than just that. As a content creator with a YouTube channel, I have a lot of people that are new to sailing watch my channel. I am going to err on the side of caution every time. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it's perfectly good, go, you know, go offshore, and you know, you're 50 miles offshore, you can go down below and sleep for a half hour and come up, make sure there's nothing around you. If you have AIS, because we all know electronics never fail, if you have AIS and set an alarm, it'll sound an alarm and it'll wake you up, and it'll let you know that you've got something near you that you're going to run into. Come on, people. Let's not be silly. Let's just not be silly. That's crazy. Anybody that wants to go down below and trust their electronics. Hey, I've got two different devices that I have an anchor alarm set on. And I intentionally do not turn my anchor alarm off until I'm leaving an anchorage, just to test them every time. And more often than not, one of those two devices will not sound the anchor alarm. It'll bring up an error or some sort of error or whatever, or it just won't sound. It just doesn't work. Electronics are not infallible, people. And if you're going to risk your life and limb on electronics, to me that's just foolish. And again, as a YouTube creator with people that are following in my wake, there's no way in hell I'm going to give anybody the advice that is perfectly okay to go down below and sleep for a half hour while you're underway. I think it's a foolish thing to do. It's not something I'm going to do. That's my personal choice. If Slipstream wants to make a negative comment, tell everybody that I don't know what I'm talking about because I err on the side of conservatism. Well, I don't know, man. I guess you just got to figure that out. So it must have been a great troll versus you are giving it a long review. Just let it be. That's what I would do. Not a sensible agreement worthy of eBay. Is really a negative attack. Yeah, that's really what it is. That's really what it is. I just wanted to clarify my position though, Don. And now that I've done that, you're right. We'll move on. But oh man, this is kind of an odd day. It's oddly beautiful out here. I mean, it's like rain clouds off in the distance. I know I'm going to get wet here fairly soon. If it was not the autopilot, that would just be something else. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, people look for a reason to hate. Hey Marie, good morning. I mean, I really have come to that conclusion, Don. The majority of the people out there are just looking for something to hate. They wake up in the morning and their life sucks for whatever reason. They're having a bad day and they're just looking for something to bitch about. I'm guilty. I do the same thing to a certain degree. So let it be. That's what I told Paul McCarthy, and look what it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Good song. Anyhow, as I was saying, it's kind of an oddly beautiful day. Well, I've got big cloud cover down low here. That's blowing right at me. A little bit of sun just through a little sneaky envelope, and that's illuminating all the bushes here on this side of me, which makes that just kind of look, I don't know, kind of a surreal. I don't know if you can see it in the light right now, but it's just a surreal light right now. But I mean, that storm coming at me over here, it almost looks like a fire over there or something. I mean, I know there's a fire, huge fire in California taking a lot of lives, but being an old firefighter that I am, that almost looks like the kind of smoke you would expect from a wildland fire. Not rain clouds, but Yeah, it sure is moving in. It's moving in a lot quicker than I thought it was going to today. I'm going to get wet. Now, I still have a ways to go to get to the spot where I'm going to anchor, so I'm going to get pretty wet today. So, house. Sorry about the sunlight in your eyes there a little bit, but really nice waterfront mansion here. A lot of them. I don't know if you can see up in there, but there's a lot of little McMansions. So that's a beautiful house sitting right there. Nicely manscaped lawns and pretty neat. Pretty neat. So got some guys up here fishing in front of me. My co-pilot's sitting up here checking out where we're going. So snow in there. Oh, starting to hear that. I'm butchering the singing, the Beatles. My work here is done. Okay. Maybe the troll has a point. Maybe I should put my cruise control on and point my car to where I want to go and take a nap. Yeah, exactly, Don. Exactly. Good to see you so far down Florida coast. Well, hey, Dave Marshall, how you doing, brother? Yeah, man, we're making tracks, dude. We're making tracks. So, hey, Ian, how you doing? Yeah, now you can see a better view of that house. Pretty nice. Bunch of guys out here fishing. Four guys on a flats boat, so, How you doing, guys? They're having fun. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I gotta get my Ziploc bag out and put my Navionics iPad in the Ziploc bag so it doesn't get wet. Gotta store my iPhone under the covers so it doesn't get wet. Make sure I'm all prepared to get wet. So I've got no other choice running the boat out here. Rain comes, gotta sit out here and just take it. So, but hopefully I'll get over here to this marina not too far. Hopefully I'll get there and get rain, or get fuel and get anchored down before the rain gets me. That would be lucky. I don't think I'm gonna be so lucky today, but we'll have more for y'all this evening, folks. Be good, be careful, take good care of each other, and remember, in the description down below, there's links to my PayPal and Patreon should you want to contribute to the adventure. Right now we need a lot of funds right now. I'm getting my business started back up again and trying to keep making miles. I'm going to have to dump a lot of money into fuel today, that's for sure. So, we'll have more for you later, kids. Thanks for everything, and we'll see you then. Yeah, Marie, I'm almost down to 200 miles from making it there. You know, Jack, floating containers. You know, here's the reality of it, man. People hit floating containers on a regular basis out in the ocean. When I said that I see stuff floating in the ICW, I wasn't talking about containers in the ICW, but there is a lot of crap floating in the ICW. And frankly, a smart-ass comment like that means you're a troll idiot. So, because if you've not been on the ICW, you don't know all the crap that's floating on here, especially post-hurricane, with all the shoaling and the other problems going on. So, but you go ahead and be an idiot, sir. That's all fine with me. Makes no difference to me whatsoever. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.